Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Active at Home. Today we are going to do another tee drill. The last couple weeks we've done a series of tee drills and we're going to do another one that kind of goes along with those. So today's drill is going to be the high tee drill. And what the premise of this is you load the ball on the tee about chest level. Okay? So the setup is similar to the last couple weeks. When you come in, you want to have your front foot, the tee just inside your front foot. Okay? Get into the box, all right? When you load, we're gonna load kind of in a paused motion again, just it gets you in a set position. So we'll load. Some of the things we've talked about is make sure you have your front foot down. And then the premise of this drill is when you come through to be on top of the ball, okay? So look at the ball flight, what that would mean is you'd hit a line drive. A lot of kids are bottom hand dominant. So if you're a lefty, your right hand's dominant. If you're a righty, the opposite. Okay, so if his left hand is dominant when he pulls through, his bad head is gonna have the tendency to drop. So the result is gonna be a pop-up. So that'll be kind of one of your cues. If you have a net that you can use, or if you could go outside and just hit it in your backyard, whatever. If you see a lot of pop-ups, that means that you're really pulling with your bottom hand and you're really dominant with your bottom hand. So what this drill does is it works some of your top hand and it makes sure we're getting your top hand through so you could drive the ball. A lot of guys talk about pushing your top hand through the pitcher, okay? So what you should see is as you load, you step, make sure your foot's flat, you should feel some pressure in your back knee, be in a good position. When you fire your hips, okay, you should push with your top hand as well, and you should hit a nice line drive. If you're outside, it should be a carried line drive. If you have a net, just, line drive into the net, okay? So we'll set up now, and we'll hit a few to show you what that should look like. All right, so we'll get going on this. So go ahead and load. All right, when he loads, his foot is flat, which pushes pressure to his back hip into his pressure point at his knee. You should feel a little bit of tension there. Okay, now when you fire your hips, you should hit a nice hard line drive. Okay, that was pretty good. His top hand came through pretty well on that. Not bad. And like I said, one of the cues with this will be if you are pulling with your bottom hand, your barrel's gonna dip. So then you'll hit the top, you'll hit a pop fly. So that's one of the cues. So far, so good here. Good. Okay. A little bit too much on that one. That's the opposite side, where you push a little bit too hard and just hit a ground ball. One more. Okay. And that part right there is a fairly decent example. That one up a little bit, which means his bad head probably dropped a little bit. So we'll do one more, try to get a nice line drive to finish with. Okay. All right, so that's basically the long and short of the drill. If you get your foot down, keep your weight back, like I said, into your back hip. When you fire your hip, make sure you're kind of pushing with your top hand as well, so when the barrel does come through, you're on top of the ball. The premise with that would be, and we know this is a ball, you're not gonna swing at this, in a game, but all this is doing is getting you some of the muscle memory to get on top of your pitch, and then when you do step into the batter's box, a strike you'll be able to get on top of, create backspin, and drive that pitch. So practice this, stay active. When we get outside, again, hopefully this translates to some base hits.
All right, guys, so that's it for today's episode of Active at Home. Again, we're using the GT, which is the tee that we trust here in our training facility. We sell it on our website, smashthesports.com, and it's what the pros use in the MLB. This is by far the best tee in the industry. And the great thing about this tee, as you just saw from the drill, is even when it's extended to a really high height, the tee does not wobble, it does not shake, the ball's not falling off of it, it is extremely stable. And I'm 6'2", and this tee is to my chest, so anybody of most sizes can do that drill with this tee. Very unlikely you're going to be swinging at a ball this high, but it's great for all sorts of training ideas. So stay active at home, and don't forget, shop smashthesports.com for all your baseball, fast pitch, and softball needs.